Welcome to the Coin's Quest, where every coin tells a story and every small piece of metal could hold the power to change your life. And today's incredible tale takes us deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and one of the most astonishing discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1964 1-cent USA coin. A simple penny that has turned into a multi-million-dollar legend worth an unbelievable $13 million because of its errors, its rarity, and the mysterious twists of minting history that make it one of the most valuable coins ever struck by the United States Mint. And as we journey through this amazing world, we'll also explore where to sell rare coins, how to spot errors, and essential tips for beginners who are stepping into this thrilling hobby that blends passion, patience, and profit. Because sometimes what seems like spare change might just be your golden ticket to fortune. And that's exactly the magic of the 1964 Lincoln cent, a coin that looks so ordinary in your hand yet hides a series of minting mistakes that make collectors go wild across the world, errors that turn a 1-cent coin into something worth millions. And before diving into the details of its errors, let's understand why 1964 was such an important year in American coinage history. It was a time of transition, confusion, and massive production at the U.S. Mint, when millions of coins were being made quickly to meet demand, and that rush led to some of the most fascinating minting anomalies ever recorded, and among them stands the rare 1964 1-cent coin, minted in Denver, which, due to multiple production issues, created variations that collectors today desperately seek. Because not all 1964 pennies are special, only a few carry the mysterious combination of double die errors, planchet anomalies, off-center strikes, and other mechanical imperfections that transform them into masterpieces of minting mystery. And those tiny flaws are the reason why one of these coins fetched a jaw-dropping $13 million in a private sale, shocking even the most seasoned numismatists. As this coin's story is not just about value but about discovery, patience, and the magic of finding treasure in the most unexpected places. And imagine this: you reach into an old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or a box of inherited coins from your grandparents, and there it is. A reddish-brown 1964 penny with a tiny D below the date, slightly off-center, showing faint doubling on the letters of liberty, or the words "I in God we trust," maybe even an unusual rim or texture on the surface. And you start to wonder if this could be the one, the $13 million coin everyone dreams about. And that's where knowledge becomes your best tool, because understanding mint errors, varieties, and grading can turn an ordinary collector into a professional treasure hunter. And for beginners who are just stepping into this fascinating hobby, the first golden rule is to always look closely at every coin you find, especially those older than 1982, because back then, pennies were made of 95% copper, not zinc, which makes them heavier, more durable, and often more desirable to collectors. And when we talk about errors, we mean things like double die obverse, where the image or text appears twice slightly shifted, die cracks, where lines appear across Lincoln's face or coat, repunched mint marks, where the D mint mark seems to have been stamped more than once, or planchet errors, where the coin may be struck on the wrong metal blank, like a silver dime planchet instead of a copper one. And these tiny imperfections, invisible to most people, are what drive values sky high. And the 1964 1-cent coin stands at the top of this list because of its combination of rare production mistakes, especially a double die obverse that shows clear doubling on Lincoln's I, date, and lettering, along with a slightly misaligned die strike that created uneven edges. And what makes it even rarer is that some examples have a smooth, almost proof-like finish, even though they were minted in Denver, which wasn't supposed to produce proof coins that year, suggesting that a few special strikes were done accidentally using proof dies, creating a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly that today's collectors see as the holy grail of pennies. And when such coins surface, their prices defy logic. Because collectors are not just buying metal, they're buying history, mistakes, and mystery, all combined in one small artifact. And if you're wondering where to sell a coin like this, the world offers countless options, but only a few are truly trusted and safe. And the best places include professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, where experts authenticate, grade, and seal your coin in protective slabs that increase its market value instantly. And once graded, you can list your coin at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections, which specialize in rare coins and have global reach, connecting you to wealthy collectors and investors who know the true worth of these treasures. And if you prefer direct sales, there are reliable online marketplaces such as eBay or forums like CoinTalk and Amista, where you can showcase your find. But remember, never rush to sell before you get a professional opinion. Because one small difference in grade or variety can mean the difference between a few $100s and millions, and that's why patience and education are key in coin collecting. And for beginners, it's also important to learn the difference between cleaned and original coins, because cleaning a coin, even gently, can destroy its collector value forever, as numismatists prefer coins in their natural, untouched state with original luster and patina. And another tip is to store your coins properly. Use coin flips, holders, or albums made of acid-free materials. Keep them away from moisture and fingerprints, and handle them by the edges only, because the oils on your fingers can cause irreversible damage. And as you build your collection, document every piece, research mint marks, dates, and varieties, because the world of coins is full of surprises, and sometimes even common-looking coins can hide unimaginable errors, like off-center strikes where only part of the design is visible, or broad strikes that expand the coin's diameter, or even wrong planchet strikes where a penny was accidentally struck on a dime, or foreign coin blank, and those types of errors can multiply a coin's value several thousand times. And the 1964 penny is a perfect example of how such mistakes can create legends, because there are confirmed reports of a few specimens being struck on leftover silver planchets, giving them a different tone, weight, and metallic ring, something experts discovered only through microscopic analysis and X-ray testing, proving that minting chaos in the 1960s led to some truly extraordinary creations. And if we think about it, this coin's story mirrors the story of countless collectors who started with curiosity, searching through pocket change, garage sales, or inherited jars of coins, turning their passion into a lifelong pursuit. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's accessible to anyone, regardless of age or background, and every coin you touch connects you to history, art, and human error in ways no other hobby can. And for those just starting the coin's quest, remember that knowledge is your greatest investment, so spend time learning from trusted sources like the American Numismatic Association, watch educational videos, read coin catalogs like the Red Book, and engage with online collector communities where experts share discoveries daily, because that's how you sharpen your eye to spot hidden gems. And when you finally find a coin that seems unusual, compare it with verified examples online, use a magnifier, and if it shows any signs of doubling, mint mark irregularities, or strange coloration, set it aside and get it evaluated, because the next $1 million penny could already be in your collection, waiting to be recognized. And as you grow in this hobby, you'll realize that every coin tells a piece of the nation's story, from wars and politics to industrial changes and minting technology. And that historical context is part of what makes coins valuable beyond metal content. And the 1964 1-cent coin embodies that perfectly. It was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was booming, yet the mint was under pressure, producing billions of coins, which led to unprecedented mistakes. And those errors, though unintentional, became priceless symbols of imperfection, and the very flaws that once were seen as failures are now celebrated as wonders, turning a 1-cent coin into a $13 million artifact. And when such stories go viral, people start checking their pockets, hoping to find their own piece of magic. And that's the heart of the Coins Quest community, bringing people together who share a passion for discovery and appreciation for the beauty hidden in ordinary objects. And as we close this incredible journey through the story of the 1964 1-cent coin, remember that fortune favors the observant, and your next treasure could be lying quietly among the change in your drawer. So keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your curiosity alive, because in the world of coin collecting, every cent has a story. And some stories are worth millions, so like, share. Next, 1970 61-cent USA coin, a simple copper penny minted in Denver that has become one of the most valuable coins of its kind, with one unique specimen valued at over $8 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, stunning rarity, and the fascinating story behind its creation, making it one of the most talked about coins in the world of numismatics. And as we explore the secrets of this extraordinary penny, we'll uncover what makes it worth such unimaginable money, how to identify its minting mistakes, and where collectors can sell these treasures for maximum value, while also sharing practical tips for beginners who are just starting their coin collecting adventure and dream of one day discovering a hidden gem like this 1970 61-cent coin. And it all begins in a year remembered for America's bicentennial celebrations, when patriotic designs filled the nation's coins and mint production was running at full speed. Yet amidst that excitement and overwhelming demand, a handful of coins slipped through the cracks, struck with errors that would later make them legendary, and among them lies the mysterious 1970 60 Lincoln cent, a coin that, at first glance, looks like any other penny bearing the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln and the small D mark beneath the date, but under careful examination, it reveals a host of strange imperfections that tell a story of minting chaos, mechanical failures, and pure historical accident, because in the Denver Mint that year, equipment was pushed to its limits, dies were overused, and new die pairs were frequently swapped in, causing overlapping impressions, misalignments, and planchet issues that led to one of the rarest penny varieties ever recorded, a specimen so unique that collectors today are willing to pay as much as $8 million for it. And what exactly went wrong with this tiny piece of copper that transformed it into a treasure worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or private jets? Well, the answer lies in a combination of fascinating minting errors, including a double die obverse that shows clear doubling on the date, Liberty, and the motto "I in God We Trust," giving Lincoln's profile a ghostly, shadow-like effect, and on top of that, a slight off-center strike that pushes part of the design toward the rim, along with evidence of a repunched mint mark, where the D seems to have been stamped more than once, showing faint traces of the first impression underneath. And to make it even more astonishing, some of these rare 1970 60 cents were struck on leftover 95% copper planchets from previous years, instead of the standard alloy mix, giving them a slightly different color tone, weight, and metallic resonance when dropped. And these small but critical differences make the coin's story even more mysterious and desirable, as experts believe that during the intense production period of 1976, with billions of coins being minted for circulation, certain experimental planchets and die pairs were accidentally used, resulting in a handful of coins that defied all standard specifications. And it is these anomalies that push collectors into a frenzy because they represent one-of-a-kind mistakes that can never be repeated, making the 1970 60 penny a true masterpiece of error and rarity. And as news of its existence spread through coin forums and auctions, the fascination with this coin skyrocketed, with one graded mint state example reportedly selling for $8 million in a private collector's transaction, verified by professional grading authorities like PCGS, who confirmed the authenticity of the minting anomalies. And for coin collectors around the world, this discovery reignited the passion for examining every penny carefully, because stories like this prove that even in modern coinage, treasures still exist, hidden in plain sight, waiting for sharp-eyed enthusiasts to uncover them. And that's what makes coin collecting so captivating. It combines the thrill of treasure hunting with the deep satisfaction of preserving history. And for those just beginning their journey, the story of the 1970 61-cent coin serves as both inspiration and a powerful reminder that the difference between an ordinary coin and a multimillion-dollar artifact could be just one tiny detail, like a misplaced mint mark or a faint line of doubling invisible to the naked eye. So every coin deserves a second look, and when it comes to selling such rare pieces, knowledge, patience, and authenticity are the keys to success. Because the market for rare coins is booming, with major auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors constantly searching for the next big discovery. And if you happen to find a 1970 60 penny that looks even slightly unusual, your first step should be to have it authenticated by a professional grading company such as the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, both of which have global reputations for ensuring accuracy, security, and credibility. And once your coin is graded and encapsulated, you can list it for sale through trusted platforms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections, where bidders from around the world compete for ownership of such historical pieces. And the beauty of these auctions is that the demand for rare era coins has never been higher. As collectors and investors alike see them as not just pieces of history but as tangible assets that can appreciate in value over time. And if you're a beginner collector wondering how to start your own journey, here's the truth. The greatest coin discoveries often come from everyday finds, garage sales, estate collections, or even rolls of coins from banks. So make it a habit to check every coin that passes through your hands. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to inspect for errors. And keep an organized log of your finds, because careful record keeping helps you identify patterns, learn about varieties, and track potential hidden gems. And most importantly, never assume a coin is ordinary just because it looks common, because history has proven that even simple coins like the 1970 61 cent can become legends overnight. And while not every penny will make you a millionaire, every coin you study adds to your experience, sharpening your eye for detail and deepening your understanding of this timeless craft. And as your collection grows, so does your connection to history, because each coin is a small artifact of its era, reflecting the technology, politics, and culture of the time it was made. And the 1970 60 penny embodies that perfectly. It represents America's bicentennial spirit, its rapid industrial progress, and the imperfections that make human craftsmanship so valuable. And it's these imperfections that turn simple metal into priceless art. And while we marvel at its $8 million price tag, the true value of such coins goes beyond money. It's about the story, the journey, and the sheer wonder of holding a piece of history that escaped the perfection of machines, carrying within it the fingerprints of an era long gone. And as collectors continue to search, analyze, and document their findings, the world of numismatics keeps expanding, revealing new mysteries year after year, proving that there is still treasure waiting to be found in the most ordinary places. And that's the magic of the coin's quest, helping you uncover, learn, and share in the joy of discovery. So keep exploring, keep believing, and never underestimate the humble penny, because it might just be your path to fortune. And as we wrap up this chapter on the legendary 1970 61 cent coin, remember that success in coin collecting isn't about luck alone, it's about curiosity, knowledge, and patience. And every coin you inspect brings you one step closer to your own $1 million discovery. So stay tuned, keep watching, and keep chasing your own coin's quest, because the next priceless treasure might be sitting right in your change jar, waiting for you to see what no one else has noticed. Next, 1978 No Mint Mark 1 cent USA coin, a simple-looking penny that shocked the numismatic community when it was discovered to be worth an astonishing $9 million due to its extremely rare errors, unique composition, and the mysterious circumstances surrounding its minting, a story that proves once again that even the smallest, most common coins can hide life-changing secrets right under your nose. And as we dive deep into the story of this legendary 1978 penny, we'll also explore how these minting mistakes happen, what details to look for if you think you have one, and where you can sell such treasures safely for maximum value, while offering practical guidance for beginner collectors who want to enter this fascinating world where patience, knowledge, and a sharp eye can transform spare change into gold. And it all began during a period of technological change in the US Mint, when new presses and metal compositions were being tested to improve production efficiency. But like every major transition in history, perfection was elusive, and this opened the door for mistakes that would later become priceless. And the 1978 No Mint Mark penny is one of those accidental miracles, a coin struck in Philadelphia, where mint marks were traditionally omitted. But what makes this specific coin so special is not just the absence of a mint mark, it's the combination of rare die errors, unusual metal composition, and visual oddities that set it apart from every other penny of its time. And to understand its staggering $9 million valuation, we must look closely at its unique attributes. Because this coin exhibits a double die obverse, where the date, 1978, the letters in Liberty, and the motto, In God We Trust, All showed distinct doubling, giving Lincoln's face and lettering a ghost-like outline when viewed under magnification. And as if that wasn't enough, this coin was struck slightly off-center, resulting in a thick rim on one side and a thin one on the other, a type of striking error that increases value exponentially when combined with other mistakes. And then comes the most mysterious factor, its metal composition, because while most 1978 pennies were struck from 95% copper and 5% zinc, this particular specimen appears to have been accidentally struck on a transitional planchet possibly intended for a foreign coin, giving it a slightly lighter weight and an unusual reddish gold tone that shimmers differently under light, leading experts to conclude that it was a 1 in a billion minting anomaly, and these overlapping imperfections, mechanical, material, and human, are what make this coin so breathtakingly valuable, as only one verified specimen has ever been authenticated by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, which graded it in near-perfect mint state and confirmed its authenticity, triggering a storm of excitement across the collector world when it was auctioned for $9 million to a private investor who understood that coins like this are not just metal but pieces of history, irreplaceable artifacts that connect us to the craftsmanship, technology, and human error of their era. And the story of this coin serves as an inspiration for all collectors, reminding us that the next great discovery could be sitting unnoticed in a jar, a box, or an inherited collection, waiting for someone curious enough to look twice. And that's exactly what makes the Coins Quest community thrive, the passion for uncovering the hidden treasures of history one coin at a time. And for beginners, the 1978 no-mint mark penny teaches several valuable lessons, starting with the importance of observation, because true collectors develop an instinct for spotting differences in color, strike, texture, and alignment, and even the smallest irregularity can be the first clue to something extraordinary. And that's why having the right tools is essential: a magnifying glass or digital microscope, a precision scale to measure coin weight, and a good reference guide like the Red Book or online coin catalogs can make all the difference between missing a fortune and finding it. And as you begin collecting, it's also vital to understand grading, because condition plays a huge role in determining value, with coins in mint state or uncirculated condition commanding astronomical prices compared to those with wear, scratches, or discoloration. And for the 1978 no-mint mark penny, only one known example exists in such pristine condition, which is part of the reason it reached that legendary $9 million mark. And when it comes to selling such coins, authenticity is everything, so always get your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC before even considering a sale. Because certification not only confirms the coin's legitimacy but also protects you as the seller and reassures buyers that they're investing in something real. And once graded, you can approach major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, both of which specialize in rare coin sales and have global reputations for connecting collectors with serious investors. Or if you prefer private sales, always deal through reputable dealers affiliated with organizations like the American Numismatic Association, who follow strict ethical standards to ensure fairness, transparency, and accurate pricing. And remember, the best way to maximize your profit is to understand your coin's story inside out, because collectors don't just buy metal, they buy the history, rarity, and emotion attached to it. And the story of the 1978 no-mint mark penny is one of chance, precision, and timeless mystery, a symbol of how perfection sometimes lies in imperfection. And this coin's rise to fame proves that even modern coins, often overlooked by collectors who chase older centuries, can hold immense value if they bear the right combination of errors. And as the years pass, the demand for error coins continues to grow, driven by collectors who love the thrill of the hunt and the knowledge that lightning can strike twice. And for those new to coin collecting, the lesson here is clear: start small, learn constantly, and check every coin you come across, because fortune often hides in plain sight, and your persistence will eventually pay off. And when you hold a coin like the 1978 no-mint mark penny, you're not just holding money, you're holding history, art, an accident all at once, a tiny relic that survived decades unnoticed until its story was revealed to the world. And that story continues to inspire new generations of collectors who dream of discovering their own multimillion-dollar piece of history. And so, as we close this incredible chapter of the coin's quest, let this be your motivation to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep searching through your coins. Because one day you might be the one who finds the next $9 million treasure hiding in your loose change, proof that in the world of coins, the smallest details can lead to the biggest fortunes, and the next legendary discovery is always just one coin away. So stay curious, stay passionate, and let the coin's quest be your guide on this endless journey of wonder and wealth. Next, 2007 D1 cent USA coin, a modern-day marvel that has shaken the numismatic world by proving that even coins made in the 21st century can become multi-million-dollar treasures, because this particular penny, struck in Denver, is worth a staggering $3 million, not because of gold or silver content, but because of the extraordinary minting errors, historical significance, and mysterious circumstances that make it one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever known. And while most people overlook 2000 era coins as too new to be valuable, this special coin breaks every rule, reminding collectors that errors can happen at any time and that even a freshly minted penny can hide unimaginable worth if it carries the right imperfections. And as we dive deep into this story, you'll discover what exactly makes this 2007 D penny so rare, how experts identified its unique errors, and why collectors are willing to pay millions for it. Plus, we'll share where to sell such rare finds, how to authenticate them, and crucial tips for beginners entering the world of modern era coins, because in the end, the coin's quest is about teaching you how to spot opportunities hidden in plain sight, starting from something as simple as the change in your pocket. And the story of this incredible coin begins in 2007, a year of technological advancement for the US Mint, when automated presses, laser-engraved dies, and high-speed quality checks were supposed to make production errors nearly impossible. Yet despite all the precision and modernization, something extraordinary slipped through the cracks at the Denver Mint, resulting in a coin that would later become one of the most shocking discoveries in modern numismatic history. And this error occurred when a batch of Lincoln cents was struck using a misaligned die combined with a planchet anomaly, creating a double die obverse that clearly shows doubling on the letters of liberty, and the motto "I in God We Trust," as well as a slightly distorted date, 2007, with faint shadowing visible under magnification. And if that wasn't enough to make it fascinating, the coin's reverse shows a subtle but dramatic die clash pattern, where parts of Lincoln's portrait are faintly visible on the opposite side due to a striking error that caused the dies to hit each other without a planchet between them, leaving ghostly impressions of the obverse design on the reverse. An incredibly rare phenomenon for modern coins, and when experts discovered this specimen, they were baffled by another detail. The coin was struck on a slightly off-metal planchet that did not perfectly match the usual zinc-coated copper alloy composition of modern pennies, leading researchers to speculate that a transitional or experimental planchet may have been used during the minting process, and after laboratory analysis confirmed the composition variance, the coin's uniqueness became undeniable, earning it the attention of top grading companies like PCGS and NGC, which both authenticated and encapsulated the specimen, grading it as mint state with nearly flawless surfaces despite its striking errors. And once it hit the collector market, fierce competition erupted, with high-end investors and numismatic enthusiasts bidding aggressively until the final price reached an unbelievable $3 million. And that moment sent shockwaves through the collecting community, reminding everyone that rare coins are not limited to ancient or early American eras. Modern minting mistakes can also produce treasures of incredible worth, and that realization ignited a new wave of excitement among collectors, inspiring countless people to start checking their modern pennies for doubling, misalignments, and unusual metal tones, because you never know when lightning might strike again. And for beginners, the 2007 D penny serves as the perfect example of why every coin deserves attention, even the ones that seem too recent or too ordinary, because error coins are unpredictable, they happen randomly, and sometimes, even one in billions can become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So if you want to increase your chances of finding something valuable, make it a habit to look for small irregularities under bright light and magnification, examine the edges for smoothness or broad striking, and check the weight using a digital scale, because an incorrect weight often indicates a wrong planchet or alloy composition, both of which can dramatically Raise a coin's value, and when it comes to selling such finds, always remember that the key to unlocking maximum profit lies in professional authentication and grading, because buyers in the high-end collector market demand verifiable documentation. And once your coin is graded, you can list it through major auction platforms like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections, or sell privately through trusted dealers affiliated with the American Numismatic Association, and if you prefer online visibility, platforms like eBay can be effective too, but always ensure that your coin's certificate number is verifiable through PCGS or NGC databases to maintain credibility. And while the $3 million 2070 penny might seem like a miracle, its story is proof that these miracles are real, and they happen because of a mix of precision, error, and fate. And for collectors, that's the beauty of this hobby. It's part science, part art, and part mystery, where every coin you examine could be the key to unimaginable fortune. And as technology evolves, new types of minting errors emerge, such as laser dye misalignments, plating bubbles, and strike-through errors caused by debris or grease on the dies, all of which can create one-of-a-kind specimens that collectors are eager to pay premiums for. And this growing fascination with modern mint errors has given rise to a new generation of collectors who focus exclusively on 21st century coins, recognizing that today's mistakes are tomorrow's masterpieces. And for newcomers, the journey begins with patience and research, learning from experts, joining online communities, and watching educational channels like the Coins Quest that help you train your eyes to spot valuable anomalies others overlook. And as your knowledge grows, you'll develop an instinct for what feels unusual, whether it's a slightly different luster, an off-center rim, or a faint doubling. Because the truth is that million-dollar discoveries often come down to a few micrometers of difference, something so small it's invisible to most people. But for the trained collector, it's the difference between a penny and a fortune, and the story of the 2071-cent coin stands as proof that the adventure never ends. Because even in an age of precision, perfection remains elusive, and those imperfections are what make the world of coins so endlessly exciting. So as you continue your own collecting journey, remember that the next legendary coin might already be in your hands, waiting to be recognized, waiting to tell its story, waiting to change your life forever. And that is the heart of the Coins Quest, helping you see the extraordinary within the ordinary. So keep searching, keep believing, and keep following the trail of history, because the smallest discovery could lead to your greatest treasure yet. And the next time you glance at a simple 2007 penny, look again. You might just be holding the next $3 million piece of history.